And joining me right now is Clarinda Barnett-Harrison, Director of Economic Prosperity and the Executive Director of the Detroit Regional Workforce Fund within the United Way for Southeastern Michigan. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So go ahead and tell us about the work that you're doing here in Michigan.
Yeah, so we're focused on workforce development, really making certain that families living in southeastern Michigan have the skills that they need for the jobs of today and the jobs of tomorrow. And it's really a strategy towards helping people attain sustained economic mobility. We're hoping to lift families out of poverty permanently and make certain that over the course of their lives, as well as throughout the generations to follow, that they don't fall back into that cycle of poverty.
So when you're working with people, what are some of the first things they're telling you? Because I can only imagine how overwhelming it can be saying, all right, what do I need to know? How do I need to be trained? What kind of time is that going to take in terms of supporting my family while I'm getting training for this next level? It can be overwhelming.
It is, and especially when you're dealing with other barriers, barriers such as reading and math competencies, childcare, transportation to where the jobs are in relation to where people live, in addition to building out the skill sets that are in demand for jobs today and jobs for tomorrow. So what they tell us is that they're looking for opportunity. And so we try to work with our partners to make certain that we understand what their interests are and that we're able to get them into low barrier to entry, easy to access opportunities for them to earn credentials in industries that are growing and looking for people right now.
We're talking so much in Detroit about skilled trades and about a lot of the construction work and a lot of the jobs around here that are requiring workers that they say that they don't have enough people to fill the jobs.
Sure.
What are some of the nonprofit groups or other groups that you're working with to be able to get people into skilled trades programming?
Sure. So the United Way ideated a really significant program that's on its 14th cohort. It's called Access for All. We do that work in partnership with the labor unions as well as industry. And we have graduated over 200 individuals. We have an 80% completion rate, a 90% placement rate, and we are able to get people who were earning less than minimum wage into jobs that are paying them $18 to $28 an hour.
And that's really, it's really can be a game changer for people to
Absolutely.
have that kind of steady income and a place to go. But you talk about some of the barriers, and we've also talked about returning citizens and how sometimes that is a very difficult process for people to be able to get back into work. What kind of programs are out there for them?
So we just released a program or a report actually that is called Returning to Detroit. And it's all about returning citizens and the barriers that they face, which are oftentimes very unique. They are able to access many of the same programs that the general population that we're serving are able to access, but because they have some unique barriers, it becomes very difficult for them. Some of the barriers include managing probation and parole while participating in training or accessing a new job. Some of the payments that they may have that include child support and things of that nature. So we've been working with a really amazing nonprofit called Detroit Justice Center, and they've been helping to mitigate barriers for our returning citizens who are looking for work and making certain that the legal barriers specifically that they face do not become deterrents for them to access opportunity.
You know, we've talked a lot about today about kind of modeling the jobs that are out there and for our younger generation. So they're able to see what they could do in the next couple of years. But here, talking at the Fulcrum conference, a lot of people are talking about what's on the horizon 5 to 10 years from now. We may not even be able to know that the job force is changing so much. How do you prepare kids, and what kind of conversations are you having with young people in the local area about what may be coming in the future and how to prepare themselves in that way?
So two things. One, making certain that digital literacy is a part of the core competencies that young people are gaining, along with every other skill set that they're learning in the K2 through 12 system. And then also focusing on competency building. So that is done through experiential learning opportunities, making sure young people are actually working on job sites and having some of that employment experience so that they are able to learn what it's like to be working while also building competencies versus specific skills, because competencies help individuals with more transferability across industries and over time.
When you have communities with stable employment, you change those communities. How effective is it when you have more people getting into work and modeling work behavior and having more job opportunity and career opportunity? How does that change a community?
You know, it's very interesting that you bring that question up, because oftentimes when you are in communities where there's high concentrations of poverty or high concentrations of unemployment, even in a full employment economy, you don't have young people and the community seeing models of success that feels attainable and feel like they can actually achieve it over time. And so it really transfers the mindset and making certain people feel like they can achieve, and that opportunities that are available for them will actually work.
hmm Your work is not done. You must be very, very busy. What can we expect on the horizon the next year from now and what you're working on?
So we're looking to continue to expand our training programs for more individuals, focusing exclusively on opportunity youth. Those are 16 to 29-year-old individuals who are not currently in school and not working, and making certain that we're re-engaging that population and ensuring that they have access to opportunity.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see what's next. Thanks so much for joining me. It was
Thank
good
you
to
for
see you.
having me.